Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about high intensity training and maybe in particular HIIT training as well, and the benefits that that type of training can have for your training regime. So first of all, high intensity training is exactly that. It's any form of training that you're working at your highest intensity, so you're working your 80-90% of your maximal physical exertion. Now this sometimes is done in the form of HIIT training, like we've discussed many times before, so that's interval training where we work very high intensities and then rest, or lower intensities, and very high intensities and then rest or take it to lower intensities. And you loop that over and over. The other way of doing it is just working at really high intensities all the time until we burn out. And that's something that's starting to be pushed a little bit more in the fitness industry. Just working really hard, really intense, always working at your peak, always trying to keep that maximum performance all the time. Now there are pros and cons to that. And in other blogs that I've done, I've discussed the cons to constantly working at high intensity. However, if we just take for a moment the session on its own, so just one off a high intensity training, what it can do for us, and then we can look at the benefits of that. So if you were just to do a one-off very high intensity training, really push your body to its maximal exertion, something that we often don't do. When we go to exercise classes or we choose an exercise program, often we work sub-maximal, so we work out of our comfort zone, so we get hot, we get sweaty, we get tired, but actually we never really push ourselves to hit those high intensities. And sometimes it's really important to do that. You don't need to do it all the time, and you shouldn't be doing it every day, but you do want to do that and try and achieve those high intensities at some point through your week ideally, but definitely at some point within a month, just to give your body a shock, give it a new challenge, give it something to work at. And there are other reasons why in which I want you to do that. It's because of the amazing benefits that you get with challenging your body to work at those higher intensities. The first one is that the body almost goes into almost a panic mode. It shocks the body. So straight away, because it's not used to working so intensely and so hard, it starts making its metabolic rate and its system work faster. So all the processes within your body begin to speed up, they begin to work faster, they begin to start processing a little bit more. That instantly increases your metabolic rate, which instantly begins to burn more energy off. Energy in the form of fat most of the time. So straight away, by working at those high intensities, we start accessing fats, which is obviously a brilliant thing. The other factor that we can bring in is the extra hormone release that we can get. When we work at our higher intensities, our body begins to elicit more growth hormone and testosterone. Now, testosterone is given in both men and women. In higher dose in men, but women also, you begin to release testosterone. Both of us release growth hormone, both men and women. Now, those two hormones are really the kind of performance hormones. They're the ones that create the perfect environment to burn away and eat away at fat and to grow muscle tissue, so to tone up, to lean up. So we obviously want those to be stimulated. The other thing that high intensity training does is when we finish the exercise. So after intensity training, your body goes into a state called where it goes catabolic, which means it's breaking down, it's under stress, it's been broken down, it's been used. Now during this time, your body has to repair. Now, if we work at high intensities, when your body gets broken down more because we've been working at those high intensities, it gets stressed more. Now, the body doesn't just give up and stop. What the body does, it then actually stimulates itself to try and repair and try and adapt faster. So you jump along your fitness programs faster. So working at high intensities means that you get fitter faster, you get stronger faster, you get more toned faster, and you burn more body fat much quicker. Now, like I said right at the start of this quick piece, there is parameters where we need to look at this. So we don't want to work at high intensities every single day. We don't want to work at them too much through the week because they can overload the body and do too much to the body, and that can lead to injuries or other problems with hormone release. But to stimulate your body once or twice or 3 times a week to work at those high intensities, or at the very least, even if you try at the start and at the end of the month, give yourself a real push. Take yourself right out your comfort zone, choose a new program, choose something that's a little bit more advanced for you, that's going to challenge you that little bit more, make you ache a little bit more over the next couple of days, but that's going to give you that extra bit of a bump, extra bit of oomph, extra bit of a release, which means that your body for the next few days is going to work harder to replenish itself. Again, that eats away at fat, it helps that hormone release, and it gets your adaptations to get fitter, stronger, more toned, more healthier. It gets those through much faster. So what I want you to do today, if you think you're in a little bit of a comfort zone at the minute, you're working hard, you're sweating, you're out of breath, but you know what? You haven't really worked towards your peak. You haven't really achieved your personal athletic performance. You know what? This week, go through the switch plan. Choose a program that's a little bit more advanced for you. It's going to challenge you that little bit more. You're going to be safe doing it because you're going to be led by myself or one of the fitness team. But you know what? It's going to challenge you. It's going to test you. And it's going to give you a little bit of a feeling over what high intensity training does. Go and have a go at that this week.